what we're about going to have now is the Builder Showcase, and we're going to be starting with the team from XT House, Meghan and Veronique, and I'm really excited to have them on board because what you'll see is today most of the people who are presenting are lead appointed parties or people who are acting on behalf of appointing parties, and there is often this perception that they're always the ones that are driving change, and they obviously they are, which is why we have them in this community. But I think Meghan and Veronique are great examples of an appointed party that's acting as a role model for everyone else. They've actually taken the initiative they reached out to us, they started building things on Morta, and they were the first appointed party to build a full suite of resources and undergo an audit while using the platform. So I'm really, really excited to have them present and share their lessons learned with you today. And if I may say so, I think there are quite a few things that they've done that are actually different to everyone else. So I think I'm really excited to have them share with us today. Thanks a lot for joining us, Meghan and Veronique, today.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much, Mo.
Awesome.
Great stuff. Hi, everyone. I hope you're well. My name is Meghan Hughes. I'm the Digital Construction Manager here at XT House, joined by my colleague here, Veronique. I hope you're all enjoying your community day, and thank you very much to Morta for having us. We're going to jump straight into it. So here we are, XT House. We're going to go through a quick intro to who we are, some of you, those who might not know us, and then you've got 2 live demos from us. You've got myself demonstrating aligning to ISO 19650 standards, as Mo just mentioned, and then you have a live demo RFI and TIDP tracking from Veronique. Just a little bit about us. We're an award-winning creative digital construction firm. We're on a mission to streamline and enhance digital construction and the built environment worldwide. We design workflows and automations. We create our own customized plugins. We're also very good at platform interoperability and also real-time data reporting from those models that we build and we generate. Following on from the McLaughlin and Harvey presentation, we are that appointed party that collaborates on Morta. What we do is we build our own templates and we offer that to a client as a bit of a service offering, but also to generate and to educate the service and the supply chain above us, really. We have 2 offices based in Dubai and in London as well, and we operate worldwide. We have projects in the Middle East, Australia, the USA and Europe. We've recently been up for some awards, so we've got Digital Construction Innovator of the Year 2023, and most recently Building Innovation Award 2024 finalists, which include Best Use of Automation or AI. That was focused on customized plugins and use of Morta. One that is most appropriate today is the ISO 19650 BSI Kite Mark that was secured this year. That's towards Part 2 and also Part 5, Information Security. We did this using Morta. We announced our journey with Morta in January this year. And as Mo mentioned, we are classed as an appointed party, so slightly different from what you've seen earlier. We are classed as the purple team here, so we get involved from clauses 5.3 through to 5.7, so tender response to information model delivery. And those of you that are aware of Operam, we get mostly involved in production here, so step 6 to 7, but also within tender response as well, which I'll go through today. Our main uses of Morta are obviously aligning to industry standards. We provide some really cool capability and capacity assessments that we've done through Morta. Obviously, information management automation. And the bits that Veronique is going to go through is the information delivery planning and tracking, and that progress reporting as an appointed party, and the integration up to Power BI from Morta and then back down again. All right, it's live demo time. Firstly, I'm going to go through aligning with ISO 19650 standards. Then Veronique will go through TIDP and RFI tracking. Great stuff. Can you see my screen all right? Great, so here we are in Morta. Our journey with ISO 19650 certification started this year. We had our first assessment with our assessor, and they were quite surprised when we turned up with this online relational database management system called Morta, they were expecting us to turn up with siloed documents, Excel spreadsheets. And yeah, again, they were quite pleasantly surprised when we turned up with this. They'd never seen this before, and they'd never seen such a client or a business trying to align that ISO 19650 standards on such a web-based platform. So here we are in Morta right now. We've aligned our documents down here within our XD House template hub between ISO 19650 clause 5.3 to 5.7. I'm going to focus mainly on 5.3 and 5.7 right now, but I'll also go through them as a bit of a whistle-stop tour. Great, so here we are. We've got 5.3 tender response. So this is when our potential client will issue us with an invitation to tender. We look at that information. How are we going to produce the information as an appointed party? Again, this can all be exported into PDF or Word if needed. This is what we give to the potential client. So firstly, we've got our pre-appointment activities. We ask ourselves questions: has the LAP given us the relevant information? We have a link into our tender documents, and that's a sync data into ACC. This is just a template right now, but it's done per project. Then we provide our capability and capacity assessment. So we have our team members and all of the potential software that could be needed to produce that information, because we do a lot of modeling and drawing. So can the team members use Revisto, Navisworks, AutoCAD, Dynamo, and then even the likes of Python? We use an awful lot of that in our team as well. So we have that. So which team member has the correct skills in order to undertake the information management function? Then we have a capability and capacity assessment, where we have who is going to manage that information, who's capable, who has the capacity, and who's going to produce the information. Again, the capability and the capacity. Then do they possess the correct software or license? And then finally, have they been selected for that project? So all of that demonstrates that we, as an appointed party, have gone through each of our team members and selected the correct team member to undertake that information management function. We have here a pick list of our XD House team members. Again, this is just to have a true relational database. So we're not having to rewrite people's names, make any spelling errors. We can just pick from this list that we've built within Morta. We have an information management training plan. This aligns with, again, Operam, if any of you guys have used it in the past. We've taken essentially the chapters here, and it was a bit of a race to see who could complete all the chapters first. But this demonstrates that our team has a working knowledge of ISO 19650. This is a less exciting bit. This is our hardware and software resources to demonstrate that we have the correct software and hardware to undertake the management function. And then finally, a link back into our SharePoint, which is our sync data of the documentation that was submitted to the LAP. We then have go through the appointment stage, which is our TIDP. Again, if the lead appointed party doesn't have one, we have provided this template that aligns with ISO 19650 to just, boom, give it to that client. Use this as a template if you don't have one. And then there's a link here to our appointment, again, in SharePoint. Then we take a quick break between the appointment stage and the actual production of information. Usually there is quite a gap between submitting that tender response and getting that appointment. So we have to stop and make sure that both the lead appointed party and XD House as an appointed party have undertaken their information management function correctly, i.e. has anything changed? Have any team members changed? Do they require upskilling or any new training in order to undertake that information management function correctly? And then we have an internal mobilization check here within Morta. So has anything changed on our side? Has the lead appointed party been notified? Do we need any new team members? Do they need any training? And then this is where we really get involved. So I'll just do a quick overview of this right now. We have, within the collaborative production of information stage, we have Morta as our single source of truth, but then we're also bringing in the likes of the CDE, so it's a sync to ACC docs. We have our quality assurance here, which is essentially an Excel spreadsheet on steroids, just checking all the different elements of the model. We have a record of weekly reporting. We also use Morta to do our weekly reporting. And here is an automatic sync into ACC of those of that weekly reporting to demonstrate that we have sent it to the client. We have a record of information delivery, i.e. what's been sent through ACC. Again, a sync into ACC is used for this. Any model clashes that we have has come from Revisto. So again, another platform that's synced into Morta, so the information manager can just see everything at one glance and everything is brought into Morta. And then there's a record of any model clashes reports, if that's been sent to the client, again, through ACC. And there's a web link into the proprietary document there. And then if we get any feedback or comments, then that's put into there as well. And then finally, we have a record of final information delivery submission. That is, again, a sync into ACC. And then any lessons learned, we've created a little mini report in here, which can be exported into PDF or Word and submitted back to that client. So that was a quick whistle-stop tour for our experience of aligning ISO 19650 to using Morta. Again, we received that certification. And yeah, everything went really well. So yeah, thanks to Morta for that. Thank you, guys. I'll now move on to Veronique, who will demonstrate the RFI and TIDP tracking.
Yes. Thank you, Megan. So hi, everyone. Today, I will walk you through our internal process on how we are using Morta to be able to track the progress of the model submission, as well as how we are using and managing our RFIs. As you can see on the table over here, we have our ACC project document. So this ACC project document table, it is linked directly to the ACC, to the client CDE. Alternatively, you can also export an Excel log from the client CDE and import it here into this ACC project document as well. This table over here, it captures all the submitted models and their actual submission date, as well as their versions. In addition, as you can see over here, we have our TIDP. Our TIDP, it includes our own planned submission models to be submitted, as well as their planned submission date. Using Morta lookup function, we are able to link the ACC project document inside our TIDP. This feature, it allows us to help monitor which models have been actually submitted, as well as their actual submission date, as you can see over here. In addition, when we are talking about RFIs, the way we are managing RFIs, we have a submit RFI table and we have a review RFI. So in the submit RFI table, as you can see over here, the RFI table submit, it leverages a form feature in Morta, which allows us to input all the RFI data and details to submit them. These RFI, and anytime we submit an RFI using this submit form, it is reflected in the review table RFI over here, as you can see. So this reviewed RFI table, it includes all the RFIs that you have actually submitted to be able to also track them later on. In addition, for better visualization, we linked we linked the ACC, the Morta RFI table into our Power BI in order to generate a better visualization and tracking of our RFIs. As you can see, this Power BI is directly linked to the Morta table, which allows us to visualize the total number of RFIs, as well as the status of each RFI and the details of all the RFIs to be able to help us monitor better and to track our RFIs. Thank you so much for this. And if you have any questions, let us know.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, both of you, for sharing that. Thanks for trusting us. And again, I really think, thank you for setting an example, and demonstrating, I think, representing appointed parties, and just generally speaking, showing the art of the possible. I think a lot will take inspiration from what you're doing. So we're now working with more and more appointed parties as a company, and I think a lot of companies will take inspiration from what you're doing. So thanks a lot for sharing with us today.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being with us. I will now. So thanks a lot to Meghan and to Veronique for sharing with us today. I think we just also a great example of how appointed parties can use the platform. and how they're driving their own standardization and streamlining their tracking and reporting.